I'm currently on a road trip from the south of England all the way down to Rome with my twin sister, and we've got 3 weeks. We have made it to the first stop of the trip. We spent about 2 days just driving and it has been raining, but we've finally been able to get out of the van and explore a bit of Annecy. It has been a proper rainy start to our trip in France. We somehow left a nice sunny England and got the rain in outside of England, which is usually the other way around. But we have just been for a wander around the town of Annecy. It's very nice, but we might come back tomorrow, but it looks a bit brighter because it's so cloudy. We are now on our way to a hotel because we're kicking off this trip with a bit of luxury, and we're going to be staying in a hotel on the shores of the lake for 2 nights because we are creating some content for them, so that should be fun. So yeah, I'll catch up with you once we get to the hotel because it's getting a bit wet out here. We are now at the hotel. It is incredible. We're right on the shore of the lake. I mean, it's still pretty cloudy today and raining, so we'll show you more tomorrow, but this is definitely not going to be a common theme for the rest of the trip. We are mostly going to be in the van for the 3 weeks, but how are you liking the bit of luxury to start off the trip? Yeah, it's pretty nice, to be fair. Good morning. It is finally some blue skies today. We've woken up pretty early this morning to try and catch a bit of a sunrise. There wasn't really much, but there was a little bit, and it was just nice to be up a bit early. But the hotel has been amazing so far. Check out the view outside today now that it is not raining. It's still pretty cold though. We've got the amazing lake here and the mountains in the background over there, which is so cool. And yesterday it snowed so much up in the mountains that even down here there's a lot, and we were very tempted to go skiing, but we're not too sure. There might be a bit too much snow. We don't really want to pay too much just for one day of skiing, but yeah, the lake looks amazing now that finally there's some blue skies. So we're about to go for breakfast and then carry on with some more content. Hopefully go for a little swim in the lake later because I think that would be good for content, but it's going to be really cold. It's we're in the mountains, so it's going to be like icy water. But yeah, busy day, so let's go get some breakfast. Breakfast was lovely. We've now come down to the lake and it is so nice. Look how clear the water is. I think I'm gonna touch it and see how cold it is. Touch it? Touch the water. I don't know if I can reach it for a bit. Yeah, that's pretty icy. Pretty icy. It took a second to register how cold it was. But yeah, I think it's safe for swimming. We were thinking that this jetty would make a nice like dive into the water photo, but actually it's about 2 feet off the water, so I don't think that's a good idea. Right, it's time to attempt to swim in the lake. I feel like we're probably the only crazy ones doing this because it's still, I mean, it's spring and luckily the sun's out today, but I think it's still very cold. It's about maybe 10 degrees, I think, and the lake is probably very cold. I'll try and find out the temperature. But this is like a wellness hotel, and I think in the summer it's very popular. They have like sun lounges down on the grass down here, and it must be a popular swimming lake. So I think we're just gonna go for it and be very cold and see what it's like. I mean, how can you not when you've got the backdrop of these mountains? It's going to be pretty amazing. Right, we just went into the waist to get a few photos. It is cold, but now I need to try and dunk for just a little bit, about 10 seconds maybe. Chloe's probably not going to go back in, are you? I can't feel my legs, it's so cold. It's just pure pain whilst just sitting there. The bottom of the, I thought it was going to be nice sand, but it's a bit muddy. I'm regretting not bringing my Crocs or something, but I'm going to go in, a little dunk, and then we get out. Oh my God, it's cold. Right, I've had my dip, my swim about. Didn't put the head in because we've still got some photos to shoot for the rest of today, so I don't want to get my hair wet, but Chloe's about to try her dunk, so are you ready? You just need to go. Ready? Yep. 3, 2, 1, shoulders in. Shoulders in! You're not moving! I'm good. Quick, the duck's come in. Okay, ready? I don't think I quite got the buzz that I needed, it just hurts. It's supposed to be like 11 minutes a week in cold water. I didn't do 11 seconds. Swim complete, it's now time to warm up in the sauna. Oh yes. What should I do, lie back? Yeah, lie back if you can. It's so good. This is what it looks like to be a content creator. So good. We're leaving Lake Annecy today, but we've not been in the van for a few nights, so we are low on water, we are low on fuel, we are low on food. So as well as going to see Chamonix, we also need to do all of the chores. 110 euros. We have just visited the town of Chamonix, which was very nice, cute little mountain town. had a little wander around. We were very tempted to go skiing, but we didn't because we don't really have enough time and it's a bit out of the budget, because a few days ago there was like over a metre of snow in some of the higher up resorts, and it's like the last weekend of the season for most places. But yeah, anyway, we are now on our way to Italy. We are going through the Mont Blanc tunnel, which I think costs about €100. So that's going to be an expensive toll. We're definitely going the most expensive way that we could, probably through France and Italy, but I think that's just something you have to accept if you're going to drive. But yeah, let's see how it goes. We have now made it into Italy. We went through the tunnel. It was about €70, I think, which is pretty pricey, but we're just going the fastest way down to Rome, so it's going to cost us quite a bit in tolls. We are now in the Aosta Valley, I think, just outside of the city. We are in a very random park up. I think it's just an abandoned like car park. We don't want to be going too far off of our main road, the main route that we're going down, because it's just going to add so much to our journey, but this will do the job. It's a little bit noisy from the road, but quiet in terms of people walking around, so it will be fine. We're going to do a little workout, I think, because we've just been sat, like, driving. Well, I've been driving. We've just been sat for quite a while over the last few days. So we're going to do a little workout, and hopefully we don't look like weirdos in the car park just working out. Can you do a workout with a view, and almost a view, of Mont Blanc in the background? It's a bit cloudy, you can't really see it, but it is there, I promise you. We've got about 3 hours of driving to do today. Feels like we're driving a lot. Feels like we're doing a lot of driving, but we've got a long way to go still. We have made it to the coast of Italy. We've still got probably like 4 or 5 hours to go to Rome. By this point of the trip, we'd fallen into a nice routine in the van. We were making good progress through Italy towards Rome. Our next big stop was the iconic hillside villages of the Cinque Terre National Park. Originally, I'd planned a quick visit to 1 or 2 of the villages, but after reading that there are a lot of break-ins and thefts, I wasn't sure I could trust leaving the van in a parking area or lay-by. So we stayed in a secure motorhome air in the city of La Spezia and got the train, which actually worked out pretty good. So after researching, and originally we were going to take the van down to the villages, we thought we better not, we better get the train in. So we parked in the town and went out on the train to visit all 5 of the villages. Because we were going to just visit 1 or 2, so now I guess we get to visit 5. You ready to see the famous 5 villages? I am ready. I don't really know what to expect. I've got low expectations, so hopefully it's great. Low expectations for the highest tourist place in Italy. Yeah, but it's not like, I feel like you gotta go there for sunset time for it to be the best, so we'll see. Yeah, to be fair, we were trying to research which villages to go to first and what order to see them in, and they said all of them are better at sunset, but we can't be in 5 places at once. I mean, one of us could be in one village and one of us could go to the other, but we've chose one that we're going to hopefully be around for sunset for. I mean, the weather looks alright, but we'll see. We spent the day hopping between the various villages, drinking coffee, enjoying the pleasantly warm spring sun, and taking in the views from the various points in each village. Whilst the train was an easy and relatively inexpensive way to visit these towns, it did make the day seem quite tiresome, as we often found ourselves sat waiting for the next train for quite a while, which, to be honest, was probably our fault. We should have just checked the timetable rather than just thinking, let's just go get the train. It was also super busy, but I think we were there on some kind of bank holiday or something that made it even busier. But it was a little bit overwhelming at times with the amount of people. I can't imagine what it's like in peak summer, so I probably would avoid it in peak summer. This looks like just milk. Have we got any coffee in there? Sprinkle, I think for a cappuccino they do sprinkle. It's literally sprinkle. Chloe ordered a decaf coffee, and I think they might have forgotten the coffee altogether. If you're not a fan of stairs, I would avoid the village of Corniglia. We felt a little bit like we were in that scene from Squid Game. If you've seen it, you'll know what I mean. We finished the day with a lovely meal and enjoyed the sunset at our last of the 5 villages. Good afternoon. We had a great day yesterday visiting the Cinque Terre area, visiting the 5 villages, and it was a bit chaotic. It was very busy and touristy, but we enjoyed it, and it was nice to kind of just do a full sort of day trip. And then this morning we have been super busy. We got up at like 6 AM to leave from the campervan spot that we were at, because you could only stay there for a certain amount of hours. And now we are even further down towards Rome. We did our laundry this morning. We went to the supermarket, we filled up on fuel, drove about 2.5 hours. The final stop before we reach Rome. I'm going to tell you why we're actually coming to Rome a little bit later in this video. We have one more stop tomorrow, which is going to be super cool, and we're going to get up early for that to hopefully avoid the tourists. But for now, we are in the middle of the Italian countryside, which is really nice because, as I said, we've been in very busy places the last few days with a lot of people and noise, and now we're just in complete and utter silence. There is no one else here, and we've got an amazing view over the Italian countryside. We've just been chilling this afternoon. So yeah, it's been super nice. Hidden in the rolling hills of southern Tuscany lies a natural wonder that feels like a dream. The Saturnia Hotsprings. These ancient thermal waters have been flowing for over 3,000 years. Rich in minerals like sulfur and carbon, believed to soothe the skin and relax the soul. Legend says the springs were created when Jupiter's thunderbolt struck the earth, a divine gift of warmth and healing. Today, they're a popular tourist hotspot not to be missed. The milky blue pools stay at a steady 37.5 degrees Celsius all year round and is the perfect spot to visit if you're in Tuscany. This morning's spot, visiting the thermal spa, was amazing. It's one of those places where you sometimes don't know if it's going to live up to the expectation because it's very popular. You see loads of photos and you never know if it's actually going to look like it, but it definitely did. And it was so busy. We got there at like 7 AM trying to be early and like beat the crowds, and it was already quite a few people. I mean, it was an enjoyable amount when we were there, but if it was any busier, I think it would definitely take away from it. If you're going to go, make sure you remember your Crocs because we forgot ours and we were walking along on the rocks like this. Painful. Pretty cool. We are now in Rome. We made it to Rome. The van hasn't broken down yet. We've made it all the way here. Hopefully it gets back to the UK. But we are actually in Rome to shoot a wedding. So tomorrow we are shooting a wedding here, and luckily the wedding isn't too far in the centre of Rome, but Rome has some very strict emission zone kind of thing, so I actually can't take the van in, which is really annoying because we're literally 10 minutes away from where the wedding is. Currently at a motorhome. It's kind of mostly a storage unit, but they do let people park here as well. So we're staying here. It's like got security cameras and everything, because one thing that is not very good about Italy is there's a lot of crime, I think, and like stolen vehicles, break-ins and stuff. So it's really nice that we found this secure place for like 20 quid a night, and then we're just going to get the bus to the venue or a taxi. Annoyingly, it's literally a 10-minute drive away, and the bus is going to take about an hour. To walk, it would take about 2.5 hours. A taxi is about 25 quid, which is a bit steep for a 10-minute drive, but we're going to try and get the bus today to meet the couple for the wedding, and then tomorrow we might get the bus there and a taxi back. We'll see how it goes. But But yeah, very good to have found such a secure spot to leave the van, because we do not want to lose it and have to find our own way home. If you didn't know, I'm a wedding photographer. I feel like I didn't even mention that just then, but anyway, I'm a wedding photographer, Chloe's a videographer. We're working together to capture a wedding tomorrow, which is going to be really fun. But I'm going to finish this video here, and I'm going to do a separate video, part 2 of the road trip from Rome back to the UK, and all the places we visit. We've got some pretty cool stops to visit along the way back as well. A few more in Italy, and then up to Austria and Germany. So that should be good as well. So subscribe and stick around for the next video. Leave a comment with what your favourite spot was of our road trip so far, and I'll see you in the next video.